Hey folks, how's everyone keeping there? Coach Gav here from Training for Warriors Kildare. So, what you're about to see is our 2017 blueprint on how you can turn your New Year, New You plan, instead of taking it from a resolution, into a reality, okay? So I'm going to flip the camera around. You're going to see the presentation I'm going to have on the laptop here. I'm also going to film it from the laptop too, and we'll upload it separately to YouTube and probably do it in chunks as well. You will need a pen and a piece of paper then as well. You'll also need an open mind then as well for the whole thing. So I'm very excited to be bringing this to you. And alright guys, let's get started on it. Oops. Bingo. Alright, so here we go. Your 2017 blueprint. The 4 parts to ensure the New Year, New You dreams come to life. So, Don't Look Back in Anger. A good old band from Manchester, Oasis, quite famous for that song. So, okay, let's address the elephant in the room straight off the bat. Just checking that looks all right for you there. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room right away. I want you to grab a page and give 2016 a grade on how well it went for you. An A being the best possible year so far, and an F being the worst. Have you got that done? Super. Me personally, I'd probably put it somewhere around a C. There was an awful lot of highs, there was an awful lot of lows, which will bring me up to my next part. Right now, on that same piece of paper, I want you to list the 3 worst things that happened in your life to you in 2016. So, to share my journey with you guys along this way for our goals, went through probably the worst breakup I've been through and the end of a long relationship at the start of the year. My whole life basically did a 180. It kind of went to shit in a hurry, and I kind of went through, I had 2 very, very close calls with losing the business in 2016. Thankfully, I had no health issues, but again, those 3 would be kind of on top of the list. So I'll give you a couple of minutes just to get yours done. And the examples I'm going to share with you today throughout this video, it's not about me, but I share my journey and my story so that you guys can relate to it, and then it also give you an example of what to look for. Because sometimes in life things happen that we don't actually realize are signs or indicators of success, progress, or setbacks and failures. Beautiful. So next up, I want you to list the 3 best things that happened in your life in 2016. So for me, I managed to salvage the gym and bring it back from the debt, definitely once, and we're in the process of doing it a second time. I overcame and got through depression and anxiety issues, which brought me to being a kind of more honest, free version of myself. And then that would all lead to being it leads me to being a better father to my daughter, a better son to my mother, a better brother to my brothers and sisters, a way better coach for the people here. I'm just a better person, and that's not me being up on my high horse. That's just me stating that having come from the depths, that was something that happened. Also physically, I'm the strongest I've ever been. I've benched over 7. I set new personal bests in my bench press, my deadlift, my squat. Cleared 100 kilos on my squat at last, got 110. So there were goals to me that physically mattered. I've no abs and I've no real interest in it. Okay, so you've got your grade for 2016. You've got your 3 worst things. You've got your 3 best things. Super. That is it. Done, dusted, dead and buried, game over. 2016 is done. So everything good that happened, done, dusted, it's not going to last any longer. Everything bad that happened, done, dusted, not going to last any longer. Any suffering you feel going forward only lasts because you're letting it. Now, I'm not a life coach. I'm not going to pretend to be a life coach. I probably never will be one. However, having gone through coaching like that over the past year and a bit, I've had that revelation shown to me that kind of any suffering from the past is because we've not addressed it. And everything you succeed at is down to you. Everything you kind of suffer with or kind of feel bad over, that's down on you too. And some of these topics we'll address in greater detail in separate videos as time goes on. So the first piece of the puzzle is the compass, okay? And again, thanks to John Spencer Ellis over in Vegas. This is John's image, or an image John had used for his film of the same title back in '09, I think. It's just a way better image than I could find, so thanks, John. So, why is the compass important? A compass will act as a guide for us to follow, and should we venture off track, we can get back on so by checking our compass and seeing which direction we're supposed to be going in. What is your compass for 2017? Is your compass a health goal, a training or strength goal, a weight goal, sports performance goal, or a different goal? Maybe better relationships, a better work-life balance, better work performance. This is a key piece to the process, okay? You can't expect to succeed if there's no goal to work towards. How do we know where we're supposed to be going? Or how do we know what we're supposed to do to get somewhere if we're unsure of where we're going, okay? And apologies for you guys on camera can see me wipe my face here. I've just put my eye drops in and they keep running down my face, so sorry about that. So next up, knowing where we're aiming to go is a good starting point, and it's a key piece of information. But knowing where we're starting from is also just as important. It will help set a guide for our expectations moving forward, okay? So in the yellow text, you'll see here some examples, and in the white text, we have some kind of harsh truths. So kind of the yellow is where we want to go, the white is where we currently are, okay? From tomorrow on, from the 1st of January, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You're going to hear a lot of these things, you're going to say a lot of these things, and I'm going to hear an awful lot of them too. So you're going to say stuff like, I want to train 3 or 4 times a week. But in reality, you currently train 0 times a week. So where's the middle ground? Where's the ground we can aim for to be successful? Aim for 2 sessions a week, and as time goes on, as you build up experience of getting to the gym, getting training, going out walking, as you build that up, then switch, then aim for more, okay? Your long-term goal in 2 or 3 months or 4 or 5 months or whatever could be to be going 4 times a week. But don't expect to go from 0 times a week to 4 times a week in a heartbeat. That's just not going to fly, guys. I'm sorry. You're setting yourself up for failure here, and I'm not going to have that happen. Next up, I'm going to cut all the sugar and crap food out of my diet. Okay, can't fault you for having that goal, but how are you going to approach it? Realistically, for a lot of people, 60, 70, 75, maybe more, maybe 80, 90% of your diet is currently made up of bad choices of food, unhealthy foods. That's too much too soon to remove all of it at once. You might manage to get through a couple of days doing all right like that. But as time goes on, the rebound effect is going to be real harsh. Okay? And again, I want to reiterate this point. The whole point behind this video and this seminar, this webinar, is that you guys go about your plans in a manner that will lead to success. Okay? Your different goals then. So outside of your training, outside of your body goals, I'm going to save €500 a month. You're currently only saving 100, which is good. But where are you going to close the gap? Where are you going to pull that other 400 from? What if 150 or 200 is a more doable target? You know, kind of don't go and start, you pull that other 400 from other things in your life, and then you're struggling elsewhere. Find that happy medium that can lead to your success. So, and then at the end, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Stop it. Pick one thing. Get it done, and then move on. So, we have where we want to go. We have where we currently are. Now we just need to figure out what way are we going to get there, okay? So once you have your goal, next up is the timeline, the date by which you aim to hit your goal at. This is important because it's going to influence our expectations again, and then that's going to also impact the level of commitment and effort required from the outset. The shorter the timeline you give yourself, the way less wiggle room you're going to have for lapses, slips, setbacks, lack of commitment, lack of effort. The longer the timeline, the greater your odds of succeeding, because when you have those slips and setbacks, the rebound effect, or it's not as bad, okay? So the rebound effect, just to cover quickly, the rebound effect is a term sometimes we use for when you make too much of an effort too soon, you jump too high, you aim too far, and then things go to crap and you fall down, and everything kind of, it's like a knockback effect, like in snakes and ladders, where you go back, that you go really far and then you hit that big snake and all the way down the end. All right. Next up, the way we do it here, the way I do it here for our members, is that I map it out over 12 weeks. Okay, in 12 weeks, that concept has come from the book, The 12-Week Year, which is quite a good book, and it's quite kind of practical, based. There's a lot of stuff to take action on. It's not just theory. It gives you guidelines on what to do. Also recently, my daughter got me for Christmas Pat Divilly's new book. I think it's Upgrade Your Life, or How to Upgrade Your Life. 2 chapters in, really good book. Also an Irish guy, so get out and get his book. It's also quite handy. Again, the 12-week cycle is very realistic as well. So 12 weeks is also going to be 3 months. So over the course of a year, we would do 4 of those cycles. Now, there's also 52 weeks in a year. So obviously, 4 12s will be 48. So that still leaves an extra week in each cycle to allow us for, say, like an overflow or things like that. But again, we will discuss this in a little more detail later on. I don't want to flood you with too much today. So the 12-week cycle is realistic. It will allow for setbacks, and then it will also, more importantly, allow you to build up all the value and momentum from your progress. So don't judge your success, your overall success or failure, on a week-to-week, session-by-session basis. Wait till the end and then see what happens. Coming slightly off topic, but still a key part of what we're doing here, the 4 pillars, okay? It's not just about changing your diet. This is a lifestyle thing, guys. And these are the 4 minimum areas that will require work for you to succeed. Your nutrition, your training, your sleep, and your stress, okay? They all have to be addressed. Which ones you choose to address and by what level they need to be addressed, that will differ from person to person. It will also differ based on how much you want to do, okay? It will differ on, I suppose, your end goal, really. The further you want to go, the more work you're going to have to put in. Again, if I just want to improve my health, I have to make less changes than someone who, say, wants to get absolutely ripped and shredded. Okay? So what we're going to do here is, that seems to be working all right there. We've no one on the feed, but we shall see. So what numbers actually matter? When it comes to your weight, your starting weight is very important. So get that figure, get it in kilos or pounds, okay? Your measurements are vitally important to take and monitor these as well. Your arms, your waist, around where the belly button is, your hips, which is down by your waistline, your thighs, your bum, your chest. All those areas are vitally important to measure and monitor as time goes on. Your clothes sizes. This is something that's not done too commonly, even though I personally feel it should be. It's also quite advantageous to do it that way. Shirts, dresses, tops, jeans, underwear. What clothes fit well, what clothes don't fit well, what clothes don't fit at all, and what clothes do you want to have fit well, okay? And also your body fat percentage is the last figure. These 4 here are kind of minimums. Again, these are basic things that I feel when you monitor these, you stand a greater chance of succeeding. In the yellow, we have a fairly common example. Let's say your weight goes up. Yet, the shape of your body gets better. It's firmer, it's stronger, it's tighter. It's smaller in all the right places, it's bigger in all the right places. Your body fat goes down. That's awesome progress. And if that happened every month, repeatedly, you're winning over and over again. But if you only watched your weight and your weight went up, you'd freak the fuck out. And that's why it's important to watch all these things. Yes, your weight will drop as time goes on, but by the same token, your weight can start to fluctuate and go back up as well. But if your weight's going up and you're putting on good, healthy, lean muscle and changing the shape of your body, then that's a win. One of our original students here, Emma Nugent, from EN Personal Training now, Emma probably has gained the most weight of anyone that we've trained in the past 2 years. But Emma has also gone and completely transformed her body. She's put on pounds of lean muscle over and over again. Even check out her testimonial pictures, or her testimonial from here, and then go out and check her stuff on Facebook too later on. So just because you put weight on doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It all depends on the context it's in. So what we're going to do here on the Facebook Live feed, guys, so I'm just going to switch that camera a bit and just see if we can maybe get a few more interaction on it. So guys, for you that are just coming in on Facebook Live here, what we're going to do is I'm filming this off the laptop as well, and then we're going to upload this separately, then just going to see if these figures go up. So you guys are going to get the audio of it now, and we're going to kind of see what goes from there. All right? So next up, I want to talk to you about your training in terms of monitoring. The very first thing to do when you're looking at it is establish, can you do it? Your ability to do or to not do something is, either yes or no, can you do it? If you can, awesome. If you can't, learn how to do it, okay? That's what you're looking to achieve. If you can do it, how much can you do it for? How long can you jog for? How long can you walk for? How much can you lift? How much can you lift for 5 reps, for 3 reps, for 1 rep? If you don't know, go and establish those things. Go and get assessed, or go and coach, or go out for a jog and see how far you can go within reason. Again, doing those kind of things, establishing your fitness standards, should be done with a coach or a trainer. That's not something you willy-nilly go out and kind of do. That's a really easy way to hurt yourself. So don't do it that way. Get a coach, even for 1 session. Going even 1 step further back. Do you even train at all? Is a really good way of monitoring how well you progress. No, I don't train at all. Okay, well then when you do train consistently, even once a week, perfect, problem solved. If you do train currently, how do you assess, well, where do we go next? So if you do, start looking at things what do you do when you train? How often do you do it? How long have you been doing it for? Is it time for a change? Is it time to push yourself a little harder, a little differently maybe? What do you want to improve on, and how can you improve on that? Okay? And again, if you don't currently train, what can you do today or tomorrow to get started? So other suggestions on things that you can map and monitor: how many healthy meals per week or per day you have. I'm going to come back to this one in a couple of minutes on a separate slide, because it's quite an important topic that is grossly overlooked. Of these meals you're having every day and every week, how many of them follow your nutrition plan? Like genuinely, how many of them actually follow your plan, as opposed to just being kind of, unmonitored, unwatched, kind of off the cuff then as well. How many of your meals are balanced? They include a protein, a fat, greens, and a carb. Some of your meals, none of your meals, all of your meals, okay? And even monitoring, even kind of keeping track of what you do on something so straightforward as that, again, that will revolutionize your body. If we're talking, and I know there's people watching this, I know there's people are going to come across this and study this. If you're in a position where you've done sweet fuck all with your health for 6 months, for 12 months, for 18 months, ever, doing something as simple as making sure as many of your meals each week have protein in them, have fats in them, have greens in them, and have a balanced amount of carbs, that will completely change, because I'm fairly confident, based on 10 years experience and all the people I've seen and all the studies around the world, that right now, if your health is out of whack, your diet or your meals probably aren't that balanced as well, okay? And if some of what we cover here is rubbing you the wrong way, that's because it's an alarm bell going off in your head saying, hey, we gotta fucking do something about it. All right? So, something is always better than nothing. I have a really good habit of taking the mick in here sometimes with guys that go, oh, my arms are sore, my legs are sore. And I generally go with that, well, at least you got arms and legs. Oh, I can't afford going to the gym. I can't afford this. That's a separate topic. But if you're in that boat where you don't have the money, or you don't have the money to spend on it, you can always go and do something. Go jogging, go sprinting, go walking. Pick up a kettlebell. Learn how to use it. Train it at home. Something is always better than nothing. If, again, for those, I keep saying the people that don't do anything. They're the people that we want. They're the people that we want to help because we have a good track record of doing it. The people who have tried and failed, who have gone to other places and not felt at home, who've not felt supported, who've not been coached in a manner that brings them their results. Okay? If you're at home and you're doing absolutely nothing, go for a walk or go for a cycle. Go for 10 minutes a day. Start at your front door, go 5 minutes one way, turn around, and come back. You've just done 10-minute walk, 10-minute cycle. You've also gone from your home there and back again. Okay? Gradually build that up. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Don't just wake up 2nd of January, 3-mile run. What the fuck? Like, you're going from doing nothing to doing something quite strenuous. Real easy. Yes, you've made a bad jump very easily, okay? Let's say you do walk, you're walking every day, but you're not really seeing results anymore. Your fitness isn't going up, your health's not changing, your body shape is staying the same. Why not mix in a little bit of jogging? Walk for a minute or two, jog for a minute or two, and then kind of come back, gradually building it up then as well. So then half of your walk, or half of your session is a walk, half of it is jogging. That's a good way of easily, steadily progressing it. Pardon me. Next up, for the joggers that are already out there, for the cyclists out there, why not add in a little bit of sprinting? Why not get your heart rate up a bit more? Get a little bit sweaty, get stuck into it, okay? So you jog or you cycle at your usual pace for, let's say, a minute or two, and then you sprint for 30, 60, 90 seconds. And then you return back to your jogging pace or your normal rhythm for another minute or two. And you make that change repeatedly until you finish your session. That's going to change your health. That's going to change your body shape. That's going to change your fitness levels. Okay? So we're actually going to keep the camera like this on Facebook Live. I can see more people actually tuning into it rather than when we had it on just the text on the screen. So again, guys, just tuning in. This text will all be up on Facebook and YouTube later on. So one thing I want to touch on before we go into the rest of the blueprint is you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So often when we map out people's plans, I either hear it or I see it in their face. That'll take me ages to do it that way. Guess what? It'll take even longer if you keep doing nothing about it. So would you rather get there slowly, not get there at all, or get further and further and further and further and further and further and further away from your goal? All right? It will take you much longer and hurt so much more if you tear off after your goal in the new year or at any stage. If you tear off after it without a plan, without structure, without reason or rhythm, and then all of a sudden you have a setback and you fall back a little, and you have another setback and you fall back again, and before you know it, all that momentum you were building so quickly in the first few days and weeks of your plan, that honeymoon period, that momentum's gone, completely gone altogether. And here's where you started. You'd gone all the way up here. You had a couple of setbacks. Your motivation dropped. Your confidence dropped. You stopped giving a shit. Then you got back to where you started. And then you realized, shit, I'm back at square one. And then you stopped giving a shit. And you fell back beyond square one. Things got worse. Oh, I've put on all the weight and gained on more. Oh, I've lost my fitness and got unfitter. Oh, my health's gone back again. Oh, the sickness has returned and now I'm sicker. That's a reality that needs to be addressed. So don't get too big for your boots. Don't be getting on your high horse thinking you're better than everybody else. If you're only coming off the sidelines onto the field of play, understand that it's going to take a bit of time. Okay? Be steady and be patient. I had 2 years out where I hadn't played hockey. So I was at a reasonably low level of skill anyways. So my mate Keane, fairly decent hockey player, really, really, really good Andy Murray stunt double, okay? I joke, Keane is as good a hockey player as he is Andy Murray stunt double, and they're near identical on that front. So Keane would have always been quite high skill and talent wise, I would have been a little bit further back than Keane. I took 2 years off when Freya was first born and I set the business up. I recently came back this year. Keane's standard has gone up. And again, we just spoke about falling backwards. I had fallen back, so the standard I was at, I had fallen back on. The things I was able to do, I wasn't able to do anymore. But I couldn't. It would have been foolish of me to be getting annoyed over the fact that A, I wasn't where Keane is. He's put in way more work than I have. He's taken way more sessions, way more practice. So again, you know, you don't want to be that person that rocks up with your new plan, your new resolution, your new goal, and be like, oh, I don't need to do the basic work. Oh, I'll just jump right in here. Oh, I used to do the fitness stuff a few years ago. Fuck that, lads, okay? You've not done anything in the past 6 months, the past 12 months, the past 18 months, and your reasoning doesn't matter. The fact is, you've not done anything. So you got to go back towards the start, not to the start, but towards it. Start where you are and build up from there. Don't get too big for your boots, because that's a real easy way to guarantee you go backwards with it. Okay, so I'm going to switch the camera around just real quick here, just so you can see some, again, a diagram I have here I want you guys to see. How cool is this, by the way, that I can keep flipping the camera and not have to keep losing the phone. So to continue on that point of, oh, that's too slow for me. The first graph we have up here, we're talking about healthy meals per week. So let's say you have 3 meals a week multiplied by 7 days in a week. That's 21 meals, okay? So we're up here, right? So 21 the whole way across. And we've mapped it out over 13 weeks. You currently have 0 healthy meals a week. Then you have 1. Then you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Increasing the amount of healthy meals you have, just 1 more extra a week. By the end of the 13th week, okay, 3 months into the process, half of your meals a week are healthier, well-balanced, nutritional meals, helping change your health and your life. Oh, but Gav, that's too slow, my friend. Okay, I'll show you the other door. I'll show you a different approach. It's going to be a little bit harder, but hey, if you're able to handle it, let's do it this way. The number of meals you have per day and the number of days per week. Let's say you currently have 1 healthy meal a day, 4 days a week. So that's over half your week, 1 healthy meal. That's cool. Next week, aim for 2 healthy meals a day, but still only really focus on hitting it 4 times a week. And then you can see here, we're gradually moving up and up and up as we go along. So 3 meals for 4 days, 3 meals for 4 days, 3 meals for 5 days, 3 meals for 5 days, gradually building up there to where at the end of, again, the 12 weeks, you get to the stage where all your meals, nearly every day of the week, are healthy meals. So rather than trying to go here, all my meals are going to be healthy every day of the goddamn week. Start here. Work your way up. Earn your health. Earn your results. Earn all that progress. Okay? Don't just, that's hard to do. And you thinking you can jump straight in from here to there, it's a little bit ignorant and it's a little bit disrespectful to the amount of work that you're going to put in. All right? Bottom line down here, losing weight. £1 a week. Just bring that one back. Here. So when it comes to losing weight, £1 a week is realistic. It's maintainable. It's doable. Not only can you lose that, you can keep it off. How many of you, by a show of hands, have lost weight and put it back on? I'm going to guess a decent percentage. Okay? How many of you are frustrated and annoyed that cycle or that roller coaster effect of losing, gaining, gaining more happens over and over again? The whole point of this seminar and this feed, this broadcast, is to prevent this from happening. Is to stop this issue from occurring. Okay? £1 a week over 52 weeks over the course of a year is £52. That's over 3.5 stone. If your goal, for any reason, is 2, 2.5, 3 plus stone, allow yourself, map your success out, map your progress out for a year. Will it take you that long? Possibly. Possibly longer. Possibly shorter, depending on your commitment and your effort. Okay? Now, next up, I want to talk to you about slaying the dragons. So the first part of the process is finding your compass, which is what we've just done. Next up, we're talking about slaying some dragons. Okay? Back when the world was only being discovered and explored, all the maps the sailors used, all the unknown areas or all the dangerous areas in the sea were marked with a dragon on them. That was a sign of warning, of caution. Don't go there. That's dangerous. That's risky. The sailors who went and explored, who found all these new lands around the world, they went and slayed the dragons. Now, there was no actual dragons there, obviously, but they didn't know that. They knew that area over there is dangerous. Going that way is risky as shit. It might not work out too good for you. You and I, in 2017, need to slay the dragon. We need to go and face these risky areas, these challenges, and take them on head on and overcome them. Because the other side of those dragons are our goals. That thing we desire in our heart and in our mind. The thing we dream about. The thing we long for. The thing we talk about the whole time. The thing we say we want. It's okay saying you want something. It's not okay saying you want something and doing nothing about it. That's being a little whingy bitch. And no one likes little whingy bitches. Okay? So, as we sit here now, this is more of a mindset thing, obviously, than a physical thing. We need to go and say, all right, whatever dragons I face, I'm going to slay them. I'm going to find a way to slay them, to kill them off, to overcome them. Because the goal on the other side matters so damn much to me, I will face whatever I got to face it. You see behind me our TFW Into the Roar logo. And to, slaying the dragon, going into the roar, both phrases could be used here. To quickly explain the Into the Roar, the male lion has a big, loud roar. The female lion, the lioness, doesn't. So the lioness will chase the gazelle towards the male lion. The male lion will stand there, roar, scare the shit out of the gazelle. The gazelle will go, ha, screw this, that sounds scary. I'm going to go this way, go back where I came from. Lioness will come up, bang, kill, done. Let me repeat that a little bit. The gazelle hears the roar. That sounds scary. That seems scary. Turns back into the actual danger. For you and I, the roar is every day. The roar is the challenge of changing our habits, of changing what we do, changing how we see things, changing how we see ourselves. Tuning out all the people around us saying you can't, you shouldn't, you won't, oh, you'll screw that one up. Tuning all them out. Tuning out when we ourselves say we can't, won't, shouldn't do things. That's the roar. The roar sounds scary. But the roar isn't scary. Okay? Come with me here. Oh, numbers are going up. Okay, okay. Next up, I want to talk to you about the turtle and the hare. So, our compass, we got that. We know where we're going. We're ready mentally that we're going to slay some dragons. We're going to go into the roar. The third part of our blueprint is the turtle and the hare. Okay? So, for all you who ever was a child, or for those like myself that currently have children, we all know the story of the turtle and the hare. Excuse me. But for those of you that don't, who need a quick recap, let's go through it here. One day in a forest, turtle and the hare were talking. And the hare was giving it all this, talking shit to the turtle. You're so slow. I would whoop you in a race. I would leave you for dirt. I could run backwards and beat you, old man. Okay, I'm probably going to paraphrase this just a little bit, but it's way better this way. So the hare is giving it all this. And the turtle goes, all right, I'm sick of your shit. Let's do this. Let's have a race. The hare goes, all right, that's easy money. I'll do this. I'll smoke him. I'll be at the finish line before he even gets a tenth of the way there. Again, we're colouring between the lines here, but stay with us. Off they go. And to no surprise at all, the hare is gone. He is out of here. He is blazing through the forest. No one around him. The turtle's not even in sight. He's so fast, even his dust isn't around him. The turtle, he's just steady, consistent, working away. I'm going to keep chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, doing his best, consistently, making an effort, doing his best, consistently, making an effort. The hare is so far ahead, he goes, I'm going to take a nap. I'm so far ahead, and it looks like I'm easily going to win this. I'm going to stop. I'm just going to stop what I'm doing, just going to rest and relax, going to chill out for a bit. And then he has a nap. He wakes up from his nap, and the turtle's nowhere around. Hare gets up, continues running, only to see in the distance the finish line. Yes, victory is mine. Not only does he see the finish line, he sees the turtle consistently making an effort, doing the best he possibly can, consistently, coming across the finish line first. The turtle turns around, flips off the hare, gives him the John Cena, you can't see me, and wins the race. That last bit definitely didn't happen. But you see what happens there. You and I face the reality that we might have loads of success early with our goals and then take the foot off the gas. And then before we realize it, all that progress we've made, we're losing and we're going backwards. All that weight you've lost has come back on. All that strength you've gained has disappeared. All those health improvements have gone. Sickness has returned. All because we took a nap with the hare. We took our foot off the gas. We hadn't changed our habits enough to solidify the result. Okay? In 2017, my friends, it's the year of the fitness turtle. Hashtag that. Okay? Be steady paced, be consistent with your effort, and be okay with the long game. Be okay that you're trading the seemingly sexy and flashy short-term results over the long-term guaranteed consistent results. Oh, I lost 4 pounds in the first week of January. Yeah, that's great. Come back to me in May when I'm losing another 4 pounds and another 4 pounds and another 4 pounds. Month on month on month. When I'm getting stronger, when I'm getting fitter, when I'm losing inches after inches after inches, when my clothes are fitting better, when my health's going up. Come back to me on June 1st, 2017. When you've fallen off the wagon and I'm riding a fucking jet plane, I'm doing that well. That's the trade-off you have to make. And nothing, we're not going to sell you some new you in 28 days. Oh, that's a very short window of time. Okay? You might break your goals down into blocks of 28 days for sure. But in terms of achieving the big picture, you got to go a little bit longer. And to relate all these stories or to relate all these concepts in a health and fitness manner, we're talking about losing a pound or two a week. We're talking about, for those of you trying to gain weight, gaining a half a pound a week. For those of you who don't train, that are looking to train, our aim is going to be between 2 and 4 sessions a week. Changing your nutrition, changing your habits, adding in one healthier meal, working on one better habit. A little effort every day to rebuild your body, rebuild the habits, basically to redirect your lifestyle. Knowing your numbers, the final piece of the puzzle. You gotta keep score. Keeping score is so important. And keeping score for what we're talking about here for your goals is knowing your numbers. It's hugely important, and it's often not done, or it's not done in an effective manner. Okay? None of what I'm going through here today is new. We've put it together in a manner that I feel makes the most sense, and based on the results we get with our clients here, it shows that it works. Okay? When we keep score, if things are going to plan, things are going good, we know stay on track. If things are going better than expected, not only do we know, well, look, stay on track, don't change anything, there's also a possibility we go above what our target is, or we reach our target in a shorter time frame. If things aren't going to plan, if the numbers aren't matching up, we're not where we should be for the effort we've put in, we can stop, we can assess all parts of the plan: nutrition, training, sleep, stress. We can assess all of them. Effort, consistency. We can have a look at it all and then go, okay, that needs to change. Without keeping score, if your results stall, if your progress doesn't appear at all, it will allow us to stop, look, see what's not working and fix it. If you don't keep score and they stall, and the stall happens, the lack of progress happens, then you end up in a scenario, your motivation goes, your confidence goes, you stop giving a shit, you go all the way back to where you started. And then up here, between your ears, the most dangerous part of anyone's body, in between here, that little voice starts saying, why bother trying ever again? Let's just go back to what's comfortable. Our little life, living averagely. No one is here to live average. Now, you're talking to a guy who school wasn't exactly my forte, okay? Couple of D's, couple of C's, and literally 1 B. Secondary school, I wasn't too interested or invested in anything. College, however, was a little bit different, especially the fitness side of college. Couple of A's, couple of B's, and the odd C. According to secondary school, I'm run of the mill. According to something I'm interested in, I'm pretty feckin' decent at it. And you are too. You just need to find what you're good at. You just need to find what you're interested at. Just because the story up until now has not been a good reflection for you, doesn't mean that that's the way it's gonna go. And you can change it. It's just gonna take a little bit of effort. So, I'm gonna flip the camera again for just a couple of seconds here, because now that we're talking about keeping score again here. So your training goals, let's say your target is 3 a week, your goal is that at the end of the 12 weeks you've done 36 sessions over 12 weeks. Some weeks you might hit more, some weeks you might hit less. Again, you need to monitor this and to watch this so that if things aren't going to plan, we can adapt and change it. Your training goals can be anything. It can be getting moving at all. It can be get moving more. It can be get moving in a more effective, efficient manner. We spoke a little bit earlier on about weight goals. So your weight goal could be to put it on or to take it off. And again, your weekly target should be between a half and 1 full pound, either on or off, depending on where you're going. When you're gaining weight, between half and 1 pound a week is maintainable. It's tough, but it's maintainable to get there. When you're losing weight, between half a pound and a pound, as non-sexy and non-flashy as that is, that's a realistic target. That's a number you can take off, keep off, and never have to keep losing that same goddamn pound over and over again. There will, more often than not, be weeks you go above a pound. You might go 2, you might go 3. Jesus, you might go 4 or 5 pounds in a week. And then naturally enough, there'll be weeks where you go lower. Week where you don't lose any weight. Weeks where it seems like your body's just gone, not happening. That's just a bad week. That's not a bad system. That's not a bad approach. But if you're not keeping track of your score overall, it can feel like, oh shit, I had a bad week. It's not working for me. Someone ring the chipper. I'm ordering everything. A good week does not make us, and a poor week does not break us. Overreacting either way, though. Overreacting either way will make or break us. Judge your success at the end of the line, not as you go on the journey. Tortoise and the hare. Just because you're ahead at the start or behind at the start doesn't mean at the end that that's where you'll end up. Sleep management, not spoken about this an awful lot on it, but again, like I said, it is one of the 4 pillars for success and progress. Your goal could be, again, this is days in a week, so Monday 1, Tuesday 1, Wednesday 1, Monday 2, Tuesday 2, as you go along. The goal is 1 extra hour a night. And that could just be 1 extra hour a night, to go along. And then next week, I'll have an hour and a half. Now, as someone who works long days and as someone who trains people that do shift work and that, yes, the aim ideally for recovery and rest is 6 to 8 hours. Realistically, if you get 6 to 8 hours total, not necessarily in a row, we'll count that as a win, okay? Now, you can monitor your sleep in a couple of ways, but primarily there's 2 scales we like to use. How much you're getting overall, and that is obviously in an hour or minute basis. How good the quality of your sleep is. How refreshed do you feel when you wake up? Usually a scale of 1 to 10 works well there. 1 being you feel like shit and need to go back to sleep again. 10 being you're up before the alarm, you're fresh, you're ready to go. There's no lingering around the bed going, oh, just 5 more minutes, please. Okay? Once you get a week's worth of readings, it will give you a pattern that you can look to work and build off of. Oops, pardon me. Relationship goals. Okay? So this comes down to kind of stress management, and it also kind of comes down to just even it's another area to be targeted on. It's something that I'm working on myself. And again, you got to keep track of it. Know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, how well do you know you are or are not performing? This relationship could be with yourself. Hint, it probably should start with being with yourself. And then work on your relationship with your partners, with your children, your family, your work colleagues. Okay? This can be gauged and measured in the amount of time you give them or the amount of events you go to with them. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. So, for those of you still with us, thank you very much. You're spending your time very wisely, might I add. Okay? Now, with all those areas there, it's important, again, like I said, to keep track of what you're doing, to keep score so you can see where we're going. If things aren't going to plan, we can adjust accordingly. Okay? Now, I want to talk to you about Mark, Owen, you and I. Let's say at some stage in 2017, the 4 of us are here and we're going to deadlift. You don't even know what a deadlift is yet. Owen does know, but Owen's max is currently 140 kilos. I know what a deadlift is, but my max is 160. Mark also knows what a deadlift is. He knows how to do it, and his max is 185. Almost 190, but not quite, Marco. So, all 4 of us are here, we're all getting ready to deadlift. Now, you learning to deadlift correctly, safely, and effectively, Owen learning to go above 140 for his deadlift, me learning to go above 160, and Mark learning to go above 190 are all equally important, all equally impressive. You've come from the couch, from doing absolutely nothing, to learning one of the most important, beneficial, challenging exercises there is. And you're on the road to 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 body weight, multiple body weight kilo deadlifts. Owen, when he started here, no background, up to 140. When I started years ago, nothing, had to learn how to do it. And then I had to be consistent with my effort and my training to get to 160. Mark, when he started with me, I've known Mark since he's 14. He's obviously not been deadlifting since he's 14, but anyways. Mark, since in the 2 years since he's been a member here with us at TFW Kildare, has gone to 185. And we give Mark a hard time, but he was 1.5 inches away from 190. He just couldn't lock it out the whole way. Do not we all hit our targets. You deadlift, Owen hits 150, I hit 170, Mark hits 190. We're all high-fiving, we're all feeling good. But you're not really feeling too good about yourself. Because you've just seen Owen do 140, Owen do 150, I did 170, Mark did 190. And you've got training plates on the bar. You can feel a little like shit. Because you're comparing your progress with someone else's abilities. Okay? Don't do that. Don't set your targets based on the abilities of others. Base them off of where you are now. Use your compass to gauge if things are going well or not. So, a little bit of picture time here. Almost at the end, folks. So, that's me there, and that's also me there, and that's Niall and Stewie. Okay, over here, this is Wembley Stadium over in London, and over here, it's the Mecca itself, the home of the finest NFL franchise around, the New England Patriots, over in Boston. I am a Patriots fan, very much so. This is my first ever Patriots game, as you can tell by every ounce of Patriots gear I have. That's my first time ever in Gillette Stadium. So, here's a story about a boy from Kilcullen. The goal of this boy was to get to a Patriots match anywhere in the world with any seat in the stadium and to see any team at all. That had a price that had to be paid. He also had a goal, though, to go to a match in New England itself, but he didn't care what team and he didn't care what seat. That had a higher price than the first goal. Switch that camera. That same boy from Kilcullen had a third goal. To go to a match in New England versus any team, but with decent seats. That's got a higher price than his other two goals. That boy from Kilcullen, he's an ambitious guy. He wants to go to a game in New England against a rival team, a big match, a derby, with end zone seats, with some of the best seats in the house. That's got a higher price again. That boy from Kilcullen, that ambitious blonde boy from Kilcullen, his goal, to get to the Super Bowl some year when the Patriots are playing with decent seats. That price is so high it's not even on the screen anymore. My very first Patriots game, as I said, it was over in London in Wembley Stadium. I didn't bitch or moan the fact that we weren't pitch side, okay? Because at the time, I wasn't able to afford those seats. I was happy enough to pay the price just to be there. Because that was my goal, just to get there. I didn't care who we played, I didn't care where we sat, I just wanted to be there. I didn't bitch about the people that were pitch side because they were able or willing to pay the price to get there. When I went to my first Patriots game over in New England in Boston itself, I didn't care it was a preseason game. That was the only time we were there. I didn't care we were up towards the top of the stadium. Because the goal was just to get to a live match at the stadium, to feel the atmosphere. Okay? As time went on, but I was happy to pay the price just to be there. But I wasn't able or willing or interested to pay the price to be down near the pitch for that game. October of 2011, myself and Stu, the guy in the picture on the right-hand side, we went to the New England Patriots versus the New York Jets, a rival game. We had end zone seats. Not only did I pay the $300 for my seat, I also paid the balance on Stu's ticket too. Stu doesn't know this, so I don't think he does know this. So we had a budget for our tickets. and the price of the ticket, the price of the seat was above Stu's budget. And I was like, I'll pay the difference. I wanted those seats so bad to have that experience at that game. I was willing to pay the price. And it was awesome. Okay? The point here, there is a price we all have to pay to achieve our goals in life. Rearranging your time in your day for training, for study, for food prep, for sorting out your meditation, whatever it is, you're going to have to rearrange your time to change it. Less TV, less Netflix, less fecking around on Facebook. You're going to have to skip things. You're going to have to swap out this event for that event. Saving for this, saving for that. Don't spend it here, spend it there. These are choices that have to be made, guys, if you want to slay that dragon and get that goal on the other side. You're going to have to say yes to better food choices, to better portion control, to better self-discipline. Say yes to go into the roar and to face these challenges. Okay? These are all things that you're going to have to do if you want what you say you want. You're going to have to do all the little bits of tracking your sleep, tracking your nutrition, tracking your training, tracking your goals. They all have to be done if you want to achieve the goal you say is important to you. Okay? I'm in reasonably good shape. Okay? I know people that are in way better shape. They're in way better shape because they're more consistent and they make more effort and they're more self-disciplined. If I want to get into that shape, I need to become more self-disciplined, make more effort, be more consistent. That's just like that. Do not, under any circumstances, be the person that sits on the sideline and bitches and moans and belittles the people that are on the field making an effort. You're on the sideline for a reason because you're not willing to risk the effort, willing to put in the time, willing to risk failure, risk falling, risk setbacks. So do not be that person. Okay? And don't be the person that just because you're on the field, you think you're entitled to results. You're not entitled to shit. Just because I opened this gym doesn't entitle me to be the best around. If I want to be the best around, I gotta work for it. I gotta earn it. I gotta be consistent with it. Okay? So don't just think, oh, I'm on the field. I'm entitled to all these results I want. You working hard enough for them? Are you working hard enough for them? Because if you're not putting in the effort at all, don't, under any circumstances, be that guy or girl. That's just it's bullshit. Okay? Next up, coming right towards the end. It's time to take a strange point of view. This quote is from the film Doctor Strange, one of Marvel's characters here. It's possible. It's expensive, it's experimental, but it's possible. All I need is possible. Next up, from Rocky himself. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit. Changing your life or your habits in any area, from any level, by any degree of difficulty, is challenging. It means letting go of your current level of comfort. It means challenging the current story you're telling yourself about what you can and can't do. But by letting go of those things, it opens up the possibility and the probability that when we work hard enough for long enough and stick to the plan, follow our compass, slay the dragon, be consistent like the turtle, know your numbers, when you do that over and over and over again, that you get to where you want to get to. You get your goal, and then that goal up here becomes the new normal. After a while, you don't know. You look back and go, Jesus, how did I live life like that? How did I doubt myself like that? I look back at the father I was when Freya was a newborn baby. I was an absolute mess. And now when she's 5, I'm better. I look back and go, Jesus, I was worrying over so much stuff. But as my experience got, Freya's my firstborn, she's my only child, as my experience became greater and greater, I got better and better. When I knew more, I could do it better. Don't beat yourself up over not being able to do something that you don't know how to do. Okay? You're not expected to hit a home run the first time you step up. We spoke earlier about my mate Keane and myself. Keane can hit a hockey ball from angles and skill levels unbelievable. I can't go, oh shit, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. So how am I supposed to go and do something I don't know how to do? Go and learn to do it. Keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. And then try better. And then, over time, you can start to say, it's frustrating that I'm not able to do it, but I'm glad I'm trying to do it. Because I know that if it's possible, I can make it happen. I just got to work hard enough for it. Hard work awaits every single one of us, guys and girls. Every person on the face of the planet. To the billionaires to the people that are, down on their hands and knees every minute of every day. Hard work, frustration, struggles, hurdles, challenges, obstacles, naysayers, self-doubt, litters the road in front of us. All those things, they are the proverbial dragon we speak of that we have to slay. All those things are the roar we need to go into. And you'll be in the middle of the roar sometime. You'll be slaying the dragon. And you will doubt it. You'll want to turn. You'll want to run back to where you came from. Those are the moments when having a coach by your side, when having a community around you, will help you succeed and keep going forward. It's not about not being perfect doesn't mean you failed. Michael Jordan, the best basketball player of his time, probably ever. He missed a load of shots. Tom Brady, the Patriots quarterback, an American footballer, guaranteed Hall of Famer. He's won 4 Super Bowls, but he's lost 2, and he's missed out on many more. Usain Bolt, the fastest man on the planet for over a decade. He's lost races. Steve Jobs, the creator of Apple, iPhone, iMac, iPad, I don't know. He got fired from the damn company and had to be brought back. Walt Disney, J.K. Rowling, Starbucks. Just because it's not perfect doesn't mean you're failing at it. Right, home stretch, bonus round. Step 1, work smart, work hard. Step 2, be patient, be consistent. And if you've watched this video this far in, you are patient, you are consistent. And if you take action on what you've just been hearing and seeing, you will succeed. Follow your goddamn compass. Slay every single dragon you face. Embrace going into the roar. Work like the turtle. Consistent. Every day to the best of your abilities in every way. Know your numbers. Know when to change them. Know when to stay the course. Step 7. Know what works. Alter what isn't working. Step 8. If it still doesn't work after you've altered it, bin it and move on. And then go back to the top and keep repeating steps 1 through 8 until you succeed. Congratulations, folks. You have all just won. You have made it to the end of our 2017 Blueprint for Success. What have you won? I'm glad you've asked. You've won one of 3 possible prizes, my friend. The first prize is this. You've just spent your time watching this video with me, and you think, I'm an absolute lunatic, this plan is complete bullshit, and you've just wasted your time. But you also have just won if you think that. Because you now know that I'm not the coach for you, that this isn't the facility for you, and that's not the plan for you. So you don't have to waste your time. And your time, side note here, your time is the most precious and valuable asset you have. Not your money, not your skills, your time. So don't go wasting your time. So rather than, oh, maybe TFW Kildare is for me, you come down, you train with us for your first 3 months, and then you go, shit, wasn't for me. You now know after watching this that it's not for you. And I wish you all the absolute best in 2017 and beyond. Whatever your goals are, I hope you do find the right coach, the right facility, and the right blueprint for you to succeed. Because we all deserve to be living better than we currently are. Prize number 2 is you've just watched all of this, listened to it all, and you're sitting there thinking, oh yes, December 31st, Christmas has come late to me. I now have in my hands the blueprint I need to succeed. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to get started on it. It's going to work. It's going to be awesome. Coach Gav's a nice guy, seems very enthusiastic. I don't know if he's the coach for me, and I don't know if TFW Kildare is the facility for me to achieve my goals in. Now, if you're thinking that, you've also won purely because you now know you have the plan, you have the blueprint. You're confident that when you put in consistent effort, that it's going to work out well for you. You also know that you don't have to you can scratch us off the list of possible places to go and try in 2017 as the facility for you. I would also say to those people who are thinking that way, give us a call, drop me an email. If you have any questions, have a chat, get to know us better. And maybe in time you'll find out, actually, happy days. This is the place for me. Or when you talk to us, your suspicions will be confirmed. You'll find out for certain. The plan's for me, the place isn't. That's fine. We'll send you somewhere else so you can achieve those goals, so you can put that plan into action. And thirdly, the third prize possible. You have sat through all of this. You've taken your notes. You've done the work. You're sitting there going, yes, I've got my blueprint. But even better than that, I've got my coach and I've got my facility for 2017. I know where I need to go. I didn't know it was here. I didn't know it was in behind Newbridge Silverware in the Industrial Park beside Open Arms Church. I didn't know it was there, but now I know it's there, and I know I'm going to be there too. And I know that this blueprint is going to get put into action and get used. If you're thinking that way, get in touch with us so we can get you started. We can get you going. And I would be slapped on the wrist by my coaches if I didn't give you a special offer, a New Year's deal. Here's the deal. We're going to help you create your plan. Base it on where you are, what you're able to do, and where you're going to go from where you currently are. We're going to help coach you, keep you accountable, and support it every step of the way. And, you're going to have to do the hard graft. You're going to have to put in the effort with the food, with the training, with your sleep, with being held accountable. You're going to have to do that. But we're going to give you the support that's going to help keep it going when times get tough, when the roar gets too loud and you want to turn back. We're going to be honest, truthful, supportive, encouraging at all times. I'll give you a pat in the back and a kick in the ass in equal amounts, depending on what you need. And like I said, we'll be honest with you. When something is a genuine reason that you're struggling, we'll accept it, adapt it, and move on. When you're using some bullshit excuse, we're going to call you on it and get it out of the way and get you over it. We'll repeat all of those steps over and over again until you achieve your goal. And that's the special offer. No, there's no discount. No, there's no some crazy pricing. Okay? We're going to get you what you want. And that's what's special about it. Okay? Because so often, and if you're watching this, especially this late in the video, if you're watching it this far in, you've not achieved your goals already. You have a history of falling short and falling backwards. Okay? For those of you wondering, our membership goes between 19 and 13 euro a week, depending on what package you sign up for. So folks, we're going to kill the Facebook live feed here. For those of you that were coming off, great. For those of you that didn't, don't sweat it. We're going to finish the recording on the laptop here as well. Happy New Year to you all. Use the plan, put it into use. If you have any questions, get in touch. Gavin@tfwkildare.com. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. God bless. Take care. See you soon. Bye. And exit. And